crossed the bridge, when they got to the other side, about 100 yards, they were met by state troopers and brutally beat. They tried to march again. Eventually, they marched all the way from Selma to Montgomery. 6 months later, President Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act.
They thought that would stop the movement, and all it did was add fuel to the movement.
Vive, vive, la lucha sigue, sigue.
It just jolted us. I mean, you know, we were familiar with all kinds of violence, but when people saw it on the TV, they just couldn't believe it. To see folks on horses with clubs and gun barrels and chains beating folks.
Now, 1965, I was 11 years old.
En el 65 yo tenía 11 años.
I got locked in jail 2 times, marching for the right to vote.
Dos veces marchando por el derecho a votar.
When those buses would come to take people to jail, they would take everyone, no matter how young you were.
Cuando venían los camiones a llevarse a la gente a la cárcel, llevaban a todo el mundo, no importaba su edad.
They would put about 20 people in each one of these cells.
20 personas adentro de ahí.
That tub over there, that was your drinking water. That tub and the dipper, this was your drinking water.
De ahí es donde tomábamos.
Everyone had to drink from the same dipper. All 20 people.
I grew up here in Selma during a period called segregation, and nothing was good for people of my hue. As a child, I was sheltered. Only when I left my area of love did I encounter the craziness that existed in my world. Easter is a big holiday in my community, particularly, go ahead.
Por ejemplo, en mi comunidad, la Pascua es una celebración grande en mi comunidad.
So you get the new frock, and you get the new bonnet, and the new shoes, and you go to church.
Te compras tus zapatos nuevos, tu ropa nueva, y vas a la iglesia.
We were poor, and getting a new frock meant getting a box from the relatives in the north.
My family migrated when I was 8 years old, but during that time when I was in Mexico, it's a really small town where I'm from.
Mi familia se migró cuando yo tenía 8 años, pero en el pueblo de México donde yo vivía era un pueblo muy chiquito.
And my family, my grandmother, who already had migrated before us, she would send us clothes and shoes and all these things. And I would also be bummed when something would not fit me and I wanted it so bad.
Right.
Y a veces no te tocan porque no te queda la ropa y no te talla.
Yeah, but thank you for sharing that story.
Well, thank you for sharing yours. We share such a lot. We're so intertwined that our histories are so intertwined that we must stand together.
I was jailed in Albany, Georgia, Maracus, Georgia, Danville, Virginia, Mississippi, right here in Selma, Gadsden, Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee. But one thing I've learned throughout being involved in the civil rights movement during that time, and actually most of my life, where I see injustice, I tend to have a feeling to move against it in some kind of way. I found out that when we got the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Bill, that we dropped the ball, we didn't keep going.
También quiero decirles que les tiendo mi mano y que les quiero demostrar.
I also want to say that I want to extend my hand and to show you
que nosotros como comunidad latina
that we as a Latino community
estamos con ustedes.
I'm gonna let 86